We're also seeing, though, with boutiques, a growth in size. So boutiques started with SoulCycle being one studio, maybe 200 square metres or 2,000 square feet, depending on which one you work with. And then as time's evolved, you know, One Rebel's gone up to 2 studios, Revolution's up to 4, Fit Republic's up to 5, Studio Mix is up to 9. And each one of those studios is delivering a unique brand of exercise workout. So in some ways, this resembles retail in the corner shop at the top and the department store with all the different branded areas on each floor. So I don't think we can often say now boutique is just about it being small. For me, it's really about the way the fitness is delivered within that business. This I'm not sure about. This is also in Baltimore. Now, some of you in here will be like this. For me, this is the biggest personal training studio I've ever seen. It's an old Bank of America bank. So understanding that, you suddenly see the layout of the building. And in these corner areas is where the bank tellers would be, giving you the money or taking your money. It's branded as Under Armour, although it's run by a separate business. Has a very large floor space, lots of training equipment, around the balcony, lots of cardiovascular machines. Let me go back to that. When I visited here last September, this facility had 1,000 members. That's a very, very big space for 1,000 members. I believe the target was more, although I don't know what the actual number is. But is that a studio? Is it a boutique? Is it a big box? They don't charge budget. It's a hybrid. And we're seeing more and more hybrid type clubs all over the place. In fact, where I live in South London, a woman has just opened. She has a warehouse about this size, and she's had a swimming pool built inside it. So it's a swimming pool that sits on the floor, so it's raised, and she does one-to-one personal training swimming with her clients. She has her own 20-metre pool, 4 lanes wide, inside a factory unit. And she's got 5 other swimming coaches doing swimming lessons to adults 6 hours a day. It's one of the few people I've met who's making money from swimming, who's running swimming pools. Is it a boutique? Is it a studio? I don't know. So we're seeing lots of things changing. So what do we measure? If all of these businesses have different business models, different ways of charging, different ways of delivering their fitness, how do we compare one with another? Well, for this, I've got 2 ways. One is financially, about 3-ish. One is financially, what they're getting as a return. The second is how many visits they make. Because in all the work that I've been doing over the last 15 years, the number one predictor of member retention is visit frequency. Regular visit frequency, routine visit frequency. We've mapped it everywhere in the world. In fact, well, I can tell you this now. People who train on the same day, at the same time each week, stay far longer than people who train on the same day but at different times, or as people who train on different days of the week. So routine and regular visits is a key factor. In fact, as long as you maintain 1 visit per week, your member will generally stay, even though they won't get any results. If they come twice a week, 3 times a week, they stay a bit longer, but it's not lots longer until you get to a certain mass. So visit frequency becomes really important. Okay, So let's look at what people are spending. So this is in London, but I've put the fees in dollars. So people are spending $125 a month to go to try yoga. At Barry's boot camp, they're spending more than $200 a month to do Barry's boot camp classes, which actually works out in a month that has 5 weeks, 5 workouts. So they're only going once a week, some of these people, but they're still generating $200 a month. The average price for a budget, I've already said this, is somewhere between $15.99 and $19.99. And the average for the big boxes is somewhere between $48.99 and $79.99. Yet when we look at the average price for a single session, the average price for personal training is $64 for 1 hour. If you're in the dog pound in Manhattan, it's $500 for 1 hour. But this is London. The average price of a small group training session, $34 per hour. And the average price of a group exercise or studio type class, about $24 per hour. In studios. If you go to some of our municipal, which are the leisure centres and fitness facilities run by our councils, it's much less. I think the thing to think here is, or to bear in mind, and you've probably already worked it out, if I'm doing one-to-one, I can only train one client. If I'm doing small group training, I may train 5 or 6 people at $34 an hour. So I'm actually earning $150, almost $200 for 1 hour's work. At $24, if you have 30 bikes in your studio, and you multiply 24 by 30, suddenly that space becomes a very lucrative space per hour. And keeping that space as small as possible with the maximum number of participants actually creates a very high yield per square foot. Which is why some of the boutiques can be in shops where traditional health and fitness clubs can't afford to be because the yield per square foot or per square metre is not high enough. Even with much larger memberships. One Rebel is quite a famous boutique in London. I believe they've got 2 sites, they're looking for a third, or they've got a third and they're developing it. This is how people buy their products. So a taster session will cost you $10. Only 2% of what they sell per month is a taster. 34% of what they sell are classes, 1 class at a time. The 5-class package sells about 11%, and you can see that the 10-class package sells about 34% as well. So their 2 biggest products are actually one-off sessions and packages of 10, although they still sell some additional ones. Talking to not this operator, but another one based in London, who's opened their boutique, and they've opened with a lot of noise. Everybody knows they've opened this boutique. They told me that their initial price was going to be £35 per class. They've now been open 6 months. When I visited recently, it was £25 per class. When I talked to the general manager about the usage of the facility, what he identified was that the club or the boutique is busiest on Saturdays and Sundays. This club is in the centre of London. Our big shopping street is Oxford Street. It's not far from Oxford Street. It's also not far from Covent Garden, which is another big shopping area. And when we've analysed the behaviour of the people attending on the weekend, they are weekend fitness shoppers. They come into London on a Saturday or Sunday. They go and do a boutique class that they pay just for 1 class. They shower and change, they have lunch, and they go shopping. And every now and again they come and visit the boutique. And that's their biggest client base throughout the week. So their initial plan was to be busy Monday to Friday, and they thought they'd be quiet at the weekends. But the consumer has decided they are going to be busy at the weekends when they want to go shopping, and people are going to this, or not this one, but the other club, just to go and do a boutique type class once a month, once every 2 months when they go shopping in London. There's no loyalty to this operator. They use it really as a utility, but a high quality, high class utility. In the big box, you have a lot less packages usually available. And what we see here is often that 31% of the memberships are sold month by month by month, so it's a rolling contract. Only about 12% sell anything like a 6-month contract. But the largest proportion of their membership is still annual memberships, even if the payment isn't spread over 12 months. So in some countries I know you pay up front for the whole year. I know in China, the clubs I'm working with in China, their members come in, they pay for 1 whole year in one go. Here they could be doing that. They could also be signing an agreement to pay month by month by month for the whole year. What you notice is when you start to analyse the behaviours of the big bosses, they're very sophisticated at selling this type of membership. They're very good at sitting down with people and saying, here's how we can give you the sales process. Whereas the boutiques at the other end of this are saying, we don't need you to buy a year, just buy one, and we'll make the experience so special you'll want to come back again. And some people do. In the budget operators, they're only selling 8% of their memberships annually and 92% monthly. Now here's advice I give to all of my clients. Always have an option for either. If you have a membership, if in your country you are allowed to sell month by month by month, and some countries you can't, have an annual option and always a monthly option. Obviously charge more for the monthly option, but always have both. Because some people, even in budget, actually don't mind buying a 12-month membership. In the UK, if it's £20 for a month, it's £240 for the year. Some people will say, well, if it's annual, I'll pay £200 for the year. Here's all of my money now. And they pay it all up front. What we notice, though, is in the way in which people use the clubs is very different. So a friend of mine called Aaron Williams did a project called London 120, where he interviewed 120 boutique users, participants who use boutique clubs. And I've got 8 examples. So you have someone like Josh. Now, to understand this, City Athletic is a very high-end personal training studio. Very high-end. Very good quality facility. The trainers are really good. One of their trainers is the world's most beautiful man, according to other men. He's a bodybuilder. To me, he's a bodybuilder, but he's the world champion fitness model. I don't know where the champion bit comes into fitness modelling. You know, how do you be a champion model? I don't know. But that's their club. Josh goes there 4 times a week, but he also goes to Hardcore twice a week. So he's going to 2 different locations for his training. He's spending £370 a month on his fitness. £370 a month on fitness. Zach's doing about 315. He also goes to Hardcore. David Lloyd is a big box destination operator in the UK. So there's a traditional big box membership, and he goes to Hardcore to do his intensity training. Kate, she's spending about £180 a month. She's a member of Fitness First. She also goes running outside, and once a week she goes to One Rebel. So she supplements her big box membership with boutique. And it happens again and again. I don't know if you can read this. I always read this wrong. Because if Monty spends £250 a month on his exercise habit, most of that goes on Barry's boot camp. In fact, the largest proportion goes to Barry's and a small proportion goes to Virgin Active. The bit that I always read wrong is that he's 35 years old and he's an old underwear model.